And I guess that I was the one who saw the real potential because I thought this is fantastic. If you can add something so small but so powerful to a course, so many course creators will want to have this, will be so happy to give something extra so they can motivate their students better. So it was my idea to bring Gamify. That's what it was called back then. Bring Gamify to the world.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Her First podcast. I'm excited to bring you today's episode about growing a national digital brand. Now, today you have myself. My name is Joanna. I'm the co-founder of Millennial Marketer, a course creation agency that helps people create their own digital online products. You'll notice today that Michelle is missing. She is away while we're filming this episode, but I do have a very special guest. Today, we have a very special guest and colleague of mine, Agnes Maas. Agnes is the co-founder of Jiffy Courses Online, a business that helps Kajabi users improve their online courses, websites, and sales through powerful, ready-to-use templates with built-in extra functionalities. Together with her husband, Bastian, she turned a niche product into a global success, serving creators in over 40 countries and generating consistent six-figure revenue. Their work focuses on solving one of the biggest challenges in online learning, student drop-off. With smart design, strategic features, and a clear message, Jiffy Courses helps creators boost motivation, increase completion rates, and build loyal customer bases. Welcome, Agnes. We're so glad to have you today.
Hi.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Her First podcast. I'm excited to bring you today's episode about growing a national digital brand. Now, today you have myself. My name is Joanna. I'm the co-founder of Millennial Marketer, a course creation agency that helps people create their own digital online products. You'll notice today that Michelle is missing. She is away while we're filming this episode, but I do have a very special guest. Today, we have a very special guest and colleague of mine, Agnes Maas. Agnes is the co-founder of Jiffy Courses Online, a business that helps Kajabi users improve their online courses, websites, and sales through powerful, ready-to-use templates with built-in extra functionalities. Together with her husband, Bastian, she turned a niche product into a global success, serving creators in over 40 countries and generating consistent six-figure revenue. Their work focuses on solving one of the biggest challenges in online learning, student drop-off. With smart design, strategic features, and a clear message, Jiffy Courses helps creators boost motivation, increase completion rates, and build loyal customer bases. Welcome, Agnes. We're so glad to have you today.
Hi, it's so great to be here. I'm so honored to be a guest in your podcast, my first podcast, actually. Thank you, Joanna.
So excited to be the person that you're doing your first podcast episode with. We actually use the Jiffy Courses template in all of our course creation. So we're very familiar with how it works, the power that it can have to really transform someone's Kajabi learning experience. So I'm excited to dig in today to learn more about the growth of that business, like how it got started, what that mission was, because those are actually things I don't know that much about. So why don't we start with you just sharing a little bit about your business in your own words and what that business looks like today. We'll go back in a little bit and kind of talk about your beginnings, but where are you at right now and how does your business work?
Yes. Oh, I'd love to do that. Well, our business is centered around Kajabi, and I think many of your listeners know what Kajabi is, but it's an all-in-one platform that lets you create, market, and sell digital products like online courses and memberships and coaching, and you don't need many tech skills. That's why we like this platform so much. Well, we thought we could improve it. So together with my husband, Koning, we help Kajabi users to improve their online courses, to improve their websites, improve their sales, well, actually their whole business. And we do that by providing new functionalities built into Kajabi templates. So things that people think of, oh, I wish Kajabi could do this or do that. Well, they just need to visit our website and they'll find it. But our business is very niche. It's, we're based in the Netherlands. That's a very small country in Europe. Business are sold worldwide. We sell them in over 40 countries. Most sales are in the United States, but we sell them in South Africa, in Norway, in Japan, in Australia, well, really everywhere. And I really like that worldwide vibe. I've got this map in the office where I put pins in every country and every state that we sell a product in. I really love that. I wanted to tell Bastian is the programmer in our business. He creates all those genius extra stuff, but when that works, he's ready with it. He thinks it's okay, but I'm the one who creates the sellable products. I tell the world about it, and I always have the Kajabi user in mind. What do they need? How can I help them? I try to listen to the audience and try to find better ways, and I'm really a pain in the ass for Bastian because I always want more. I always want extra things, so but we're a good couple together.
That's good. And so it must be so interesting in your day-to-day, like being a couple as well as business partners and that experience. But that must be really fun and really interesting. And it's good that you can push on each other, right? And like really push to have the best possible product, and it shows in what you do. One of the things that we talk about a lot in this podcast is the importance of having a niche. And one thing I think people, especially a lot of the people I talk to, like a lot of the new business owners that I talk to, they get nervous about having such a specific niche because they start to think like, well, if my audience is so narrow, how am I going to sell and how am I going to build a successful, profitable business? But you picked a very specific niche. Like you work with Kajabi users and your templates are for use inside Kajabi. When you were first coming up with the business idea, what made you really decide to pick that niche, and were you ever tempted to try to be for more people?
We really focus on Kajabi, and we have been thinking about, do we have to extend? Feels a bit risky as well. This just the day Kajabi stops, our business stops. We've got actually 3 businesses and they're all about Kajabi. But we also found that once you start focusing on a single thing, like in our example, Kajabi, you really get an expert at it. You really are, we're known worldwide. So many Kajabi users know us because we know exactly what's possible. We know exactly what you can do with this product. And it makes people come to us. And if there's somebody else that can tell you more about online courses in general, they have a problem with Kajabi. They will not go to the online courses in general person. They will come to us. It really helps us to focus on a certain subject. And within Kajabi, we focus on online courses. We do all Kajabi, but our main focus is to solve the problem that many course creators face: students dropping off, stopping with their course, memberships, the members that won't last for a few months. So that hurts the learner's outcome, the learner's results, but it also hurts the business of the course creator. So we really try to solve that.
Yeah. And one of the things, again, a thing that we talk a lot about on this podcast as well, other than picking a specific niche, is making sure that you understand a problem. Like, what is your customer's problem? And then you have a really viable solution. And when you're getting started, one thing I recommend is to start with one problem, one solution. Eventually, you might solve multiple problems or have multiple solutions for the same problem. But like, if you want to make a name for yourself, that like, what's the problem? What is the solution we can offer? And really, really getting that message out in the world. And sometimes, again, people want to solve all of the problems and have all of the solutions. But when you get really specific, people find you. Like, people are like, wait, this is the problem. This is the solution. Let me find that person. So can you talk to us about what was the first problem that you solved and what was the product that you matched with that?
Our first problem was Bastian really loves to play with Kajabi and programming, and he does it in the weekends and in the evenings when he's supposed to do something else. But problem he was facing was, well, when you have a course, how can you make it more interesting? Exactly what I was telling earlier. So how do you keep your students motivated? And that's when he came up with a course template that allows you to reward your students with badges. So as many badges as as you like. So for all kinds of activities, they can get a badge. And it's very small. It's one of the most elementary gamification elements you can add in a course. But that's what's the first thing he created. It was in 2021. And he just told his clients he already had about it. I created something new and he sold some of them. But he was not even really interested in, but people were really happy with it. And I guess that I was the one who saw the real potential, because I thought this is fantastic. If you can add something so small but so powerful to a course, so many course creators will want to have this, will be so happy to give something extra so they can motivate their students better. So it was my idea to bring Gamify. That's what it was called back then. Bring Gamify to the world. So we created an English website for it, a sales vehicle. Then it started.
That's really cool. And I haven't heard that story before. And I love that something that you kind of created as a passion project, right? Started using with your service-based clients. And then you said like, hey, more people would want this, right? So you took something, you kind of tested it, you used it with people, and then brought that to the world, created a website, created a marketing strategy, and like said like, hey, let's get this in front of more people. And it worked. And I didn't realize that was only since 2021. And now your templates are like, you have free versions inside Kajabi and you partner with Kajabi on things. And you've really made some big strides like in the amount of time since you've had this product. Now on your website, can you tell me about what it took? So you used this with clients and you had it, and then you built an English website to start like getting more people to just buy the template. Can you tell me about what it took to sell your first template, not to existing clients, but like through your website, like what that was like and what you did to make that happen?
I must say we were very lucky with that one. We created this English website, but it still felt like something on the side. That was in August 2022. So we got noticed. We got noticed by some template builders that work with Kajabi, but we got noticed by Kajabi, and they wanted that template with those badges for their platform. That really put us on the map, because we created a light version and we created a pro version, and that's when it really started running, and it was going berserk, I must say. So I even quitted my job. I had a daytime job as a financial advisor, and I decided to become Jiffy for 100%.
That's amazing. And I love that. Like when we think about a lot of the pieces of your story is you found a problem, you created the solution. It was so specific. The people the $1 billion software company that you're connected with saw it and was like, people have to have this, right? And that helped to catapult your business. And again, I think what's so clear about that is you were so specific on your audience. You knew them, you knew what they needed. And then everyone was like, yes, this is a 100% yes, because we need it. And whenever we show, we demonstrate a lot of what Jiffy courses can do with our clients. And when we show them like side by side, this is what, you could do with like baseline Kajabi. And then this is the extras that these Jiffy course templates are going to give you. It connects with them so quickly. They kind of get like, okay, like I get why this is so important, and helps with the learning process and helps with all of that. So that's so cool. I love that story. So now you're more established. You've had your sales, you've had your initial sales, your initial solutions. What kind of things do you do on a regular basis to generate new leads? Like, how do you find new people to sell your products to? Do you focus on social media? Do you focus on like blogging and SEO? Like, what types of strategies do you use to help people find you?
We're focusing on heavily on organic lead generation by giving people real value and without asking anything in return. So we developed a lot of free tools, clear demos for our template, and we post on social media. But I must say, social media, is not our forte. It's something we're always talking about. So we should do this more. We should improve this. But Bastiaan has a YouTube channel. He has his YouTube videos that show what our templates can do. And what we also do is we use networks like affiliate networks and all kinds of people find us and they think hey, this is interesting, and we make sure it's all very easy and helpful, and so they don't feel pushed, but they do feel that they get a lot of value. So they keep on reading my Jiffy journal, my weekly newsletter, and things like that. So it's very a natural way that we grow up, but we keep on growing. So it's going really well.
That's amazing. And a lot of people, I love that like growth through networking, and that growth through like providing value. Again, in this space, in the digital space, I think a lot of people think that the way to grow your business is by going viral, right? Like having thousands, millions of followers, but you can really build a sustainable, long-term profitable business in all kinds of ways. So building affiliate partnerships, being networking. And because you're so niche and narrow, you're the go-to people, right, for this thing. One of the things that happens, there's a Facebook group for Kajabi users. And in that Facebook group, people ask all kinds of questions and are looking for things and stuff like that. And one of the really cool things that happens all of the time, and I'm sure you experience this, is when people are asking questions about things like gamification or how to improve the look and layout of the Kajabi courses, other people will tag you and Bastian and say like, hey, you have to talk to these people, right? And that, brings that sale and brings that traffic, and you're doing the work and you're networking. And it's so clear that you both truly like love and are passionate about what you're doing. Like money is great. Don't get me wrong, right? Like your business wants to make money, but you actually care about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you enjoy doing it, you love doing it. And it's great that it also helped you quit your job and becomes your full-time job.
Yes. Well, I often think selling is not what I want. I want to help other people to improve their business. That's what brings me energy when I have happy customers. So if someone wants to buy something and I think, well, that will not fit your business, that will not fit you, I say, no, don't do it. So that's not what I want.
Exactly. I'm the same way too. My business, Millennium Marketer, is built solely on Kajabi, is really focused on helping specific people. And sometimes I meet people and like, I don't think they're ready for my business yet. I'm like, do this first and then come talk to me. Or I think that a different provider or a different solution so that I don't offer is the right fit for them. I'll say like, hey, go here. I was talking with someone the other day who wanted to work with me, but we had a language barrier. And I work with people who English is not their first language, but he spoke no English, and his website and his course and everything was going to be in that language as well. And I was like, I am not the right person. And I recommended someone who spoke their language. Like, I was like, talk to this person because this is going to be really challenging. And I've definitely worked on projects in other languages, but it's when, that person is bilingual and can communicate and translate, right? Like you can work with people if they're bilingual, for me at least, right? Like I just know that I wouldn't provide the best thing that person can have. And so much time in business, we're trying to be everything to everybody that we then don't serve. And then you don't get those recommendations because nobody knows who you are or what you stand for.
But the word of mouth is the best advertising you can have. So that's very powerful.
Exactly. Awesome. So now, you're in a really exciting stage of your business. You have some amazing established products. Most business owners are always looking for like, what's next? How do they scale? How do they grow? For you in Jiffy courses right now, what's that step to scale for you? Like, how do you want to grow the business over the next few years?
Well, one thing we did was change our marketing focus. We always we started with selling just a product. So if this is a template, this is what it can do, and this is how it looks, and have fun with it. And we moved to helping people selling the effect, selling the journey, selling the transformation that you can establish with our template, and helping them more. So one of the steps we took is starting working with you, which was a very good decision because our templates are very powerful, but people hardly know what to do with it. So they really need help. So they come to us and asking for help, but we do not provide that service. We're not course builders, we're template builders. So, and then we can send them to you, and we know that they will get a perfect course that will actually sell. And that's what you want to do, of course. We want to scale by expanding our network with working together with other people. So one of the things that we want to do is, well, we have our newest template, which is Shopping. It's a shop page template for Kajabi. All our templates are protected with license keys, but we want to, this one has a different kind of license key, so we can start licensing it to other template builders, to other Kajabi template builders. So they get our framework and they can, with the built-in functionalities, and they can start creating new designs with them and sell them themselves. So it's a whole new scale for us for doing business. If this could be a very big change for us, we want to be more visual on YouTube and things like that. But most of all, we just want to keep innovating. Kajabi keeps changing, and we want to always be the one that comes with new possibilities. That we're the one that lead the way in what is possible with Kajabi, and we want to provide the best experience possible with Kajabi. But as you hear, our focus will stay Kajabi. That's our main business.
Becoming that like go-to person, right, is so important. And right, software changes, Kajabi releases new features, they have changes. And if people start to learn, like, we know that Jiffy courses will have the first thing to market for that feature. If we know that they're going to have that update ready, they're going to be so much likely to pay attention to what you're doing, read your newsletter, follow what that is. I worked for a startup in the edtech world during COVID. We did work for AP exams. So we help students learn how to do well on the advanced placement exams that are offered for high school students in the United States. During COVID, they changed the exam. Went from like a 4-hour test to a 1-hour test. It went from in-person to online, and it was this crazy experience. And we were new to the game. We were a startup, but we were the first to market with a course that prepared students for the new exam. And the bigger companies weren't able to shift. Like, they weren't able to shift out because they were too big. And it was literally, I mean, the exams are in May. The COVID shutdowns were like mid-March. The exams were in May. But we were a young, nimble team. We could just be like, okay, let's make a new product in 2 weeks. And we did. And that put that company on the map, right? Like, that made everyone go, oh, wait, like, these people are doing it. In business, I think it can be really easy as an entrepreneur to, when something changes, when there's a challenge, when, there's some sort of setback that could negatively impact your business, you might say, like, oh no, like, this is going to hurt me. Kajabi could change something about the inside of the courses that could mean you have to change all of your templates. Like, that is a thing that could happen. And you could see that as a loss. You could see, like, oh, I have to do this awful thing again. Or you could say, if I do this first, I'm going to gain a whole new customer base because the people that were using those templates over there have to come to me because I'm the only one that's up to date. So you can actually start, I think the best entrepreneurs start seeing problems in the world, changes to software, changes to regulations. They start to see those things as opportunities. Like, how can I create, okay, this crazy problem is happening. How can I step in and create a solution for my audience to then bring my business forward, right? And if you can be that type of entrepreneur, you can have these like leaps when everyone else is floundering. Like, when everyone else is floundering and you say, no, I'm going to do this, I can see that leap.
Exactly what we try to do. It's our shopping template is created for Kajabi Cart, and Kajabi Cart was just released and we already had our shopping template. We're so close to Kajabi, so we knew this was coming. We were beta testing and they actually asked us to create such a template. So that's really good. But we had to be very, very fast. And yes, it's just focusing and seeing the opportunity. But it's the same as you say about courses. Well, Kajabi is really investing on community, and we want to come up with something that will really fits that as well. But sometimes it's not always easy to come up with something new. But we really want to do that. We're really looking for opportunities.
And again, as an entrepreneur, you have to choose, right? And pick and choose what you do. And opportunities are going to come your way. You say, you know what? I'm not worrying about this one, but I'll get the next one. And that's what's important, right? You're growing and changing. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I really enjoyed. I learned a lot about the background of your company and how you grow. And it's really refreshing to talk to someone who's building a very successful out the pressure of trying to create constant content on social media without like crazy expensive ad strategies, without overcomplicated marketing systems, building a business based on really just adding value, showing up, really understanding your problems, your solution, your niche, and using networking to grow to a successful global brand. If our listeners want to connect with you farther, where can they find you to learn more about what
Yes,
you do?
of course. Well, they can always find us our website, which is jiffycoursesonline.com. Our email is hello@jiffycoursesonline.com, and they can find me on Facebook, it's Maas. They can also watch Bastiaan on YouTube at Bastiaan de Koning. All those difficult Dutch names.
So thank you so much. To make it easy for everyone, we will put those links in the show
Thank you.
notes so you can connect with them. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share it with a friend who works on digital products that could really benefit from what Jiffy Courses offers.